Alrighty, so good morning, good afternoon, North Star, depending on where you are located at in the U.S. I have Miss Allaney here.
Hello.
She is from our conservation. I know you guys met Tony this morning. I wanted you to get to know Allaney personally as much as I have. She is wonderful, and she is our hugest fan, support system, and she's cheering us all on. So I wanted to just go over a few quick things. This is going to be like a 5-minute video. We're going to go over the 3 ways to get tickets out faster. In other words, get your application submitted. And we're also going to go over the 2 top reasons to either get a ticket and for your application to be on hold, or as well as a mistake that we see often on our applications. So Allaney, if you would like to start with your top 3 things as to why most people who are either new or just filling out an application quickly, what could they do to stop getting that ticket? What 3 things did my team need to do?
So my first suggestion is if you do get a ticket, read the ticket in full. There's been a lot of times where I have had to send a ticket back because in the original ticket we asked the agent to fix something, but they didn't read that one section and completely missed it. Then they had to call their client back to get additional information just because they read over the ticket too fast. They didn't take their time to really look at all the things that needed to be fixed. I think the second reason that I send so many tickets or they get held up here at North Star for so long is because a lot of agents don't use the North Star supplemental medication guide. So that's something that will tell you if this medication pops up on the call and another medication pops up on the call, what steps should you do to eliminate why that client is taking it, to decide if you should write them ROP or immediate. And it just overall helps us get a better understanding of the client's health. I know it really sucks getting tickets. When I was an agent, I hated it. I didn't understand why I was always getting tickets.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I even told Haley when I was working with her in the beginning was I would rather your application get caught up here in North Star than get caught up with the carrier, because something so simple, like a simple mistake with the carrier, could be them just deleting your application in general, not submitting the application at all, or just declining.
You can lose your license if you have too many DNQs that have made it out into PA, Pioneer American.
Yeah.
You could lose your license and they will actually not submit your applications because of underwriting mistakes.
Yes.
And where can that supplemental medication guide be found? Since they're not here physically with us, where can they find that?
So for the newer agents, it should have been emailed to you along with like all your new materials in your first month here. For older agents, it was emailed out in September of 2018, I think September 11th to be exact. But it also can be found in the file vault on, I think it's your CMS.
Yeah, it's going to be the on your CMS through the Televersity is where the file vault is. So you log in, you will see your Televersity, and then it will literally say in a little box, File Vault. If you need help finding it, okay, I can help you with that, but do your job and go ahead and see if you can find it first.
Yeah.
And I put all the information in my script. There is a paper. Here, I'll just pull it out for you. I didn't even think about that. Legitimately in my binder, in my script. This is my medication guide that most people should have, and I have the questions I need to ask for each of those medications if they pop up. And then I'm religious. This is my medication guide. I have it in here in my thing as well, at my desk, at my hands. But Google is a great thing to use as well. But we have North Star materials.
Mainly because a lot of medications can be used for several different things. Just off the top of my head, gabapentin can be used for many things. So you want to factor out what it's being used for. You want to factor out if that client's going to be ROP or immediate based on that medication that popped up on the call. The agent guide and the supplemental medication guide are two very, very good tools. The medication guide literally tells you, if they answer yes to this additional question that we ask you to ask, they're going to be potentially ROP. It kind of helps you.
It'll give you the answer without doubt.
Yeah.
It'll tell you exactly this medication's used for hypertension, which is high blood pressure. Is it ROP or is it immediate? And it will tell you specifically what they're using it for and what you should put on your application, whether it's immediate or ROP. So if you have specific questions on the supplemental guide and the medications, Allaney is always here to help. If I'm unable to answer a question directly or if I take too long, ask her as well. But the other thing with the medications and that is, well, we're going to go over that in a second, so I'll keep that. So the first thing is read your ticket in full.
Yes.
So make sure that you're reading it and just doing your due diligence and making sure that you're reading the script to where you're going to get the answers that you need for your application in general. That way, when you read your ticket in full, you can answer in full. So that takes us to number 3. What's the third reason how to get your ticket out faster and get your application submitted?
Communicate in the ticket. There's a lot of field agents. There's a lot of you, and I can't keep up with everybody. I can't pull everybody's call log to see if you've called the client back. So just a simple, hey, called the client, didn't answer, left the voicemail will suffice. That's fine. Just as long as we know that there's an attempt being made, we can say, okay, so-and-so has called the client. He's doing his best to keep up with her and get the information. And it's like kind of a respect thing too. Like you're keeping us updated on the application, and if we find anything else that may need to be fixed, because one time looking over it, there can be mistakes that don't get caught. We'll just say, hey, also, can you fix this? So just communicate. That way we know what's going on. That way, and we can hold everybody accountable for, either not communicating or communicating.
Right, because we can't physically walk over to your desk and explain everything. So if there is a question, concern, doubt, put that in the ticket, put that in your response. If you fully understand it, a huge thank you is very much appreciated by our conservation department, because I know Allaney, the first of the month, the whole first week of the month, she spends hours on the tickets and looking at applications. Mm-hmm. She is queen bee of applications.
Have gone cross lately.
Yeah, this is the woman who literally eats, sleeps, and drinks auditing applications. So she is your go-to woman, and she works very hard. But
no, thank you.
You're welcome. If there's anything that you need or understand or don't understand, ask. But if you have it under control, thank you for covering my rear end, because that's what I said. They are here to help us get the application submitted and write good business, lifelong customers. I think that's about it for that.
Yeah.
The next portion, and we'll be really quick here, is top reasons for mistakes on an application. So in your general sense of applications, there's a few different things that you see frequently.
Yes.
So if we're aware of what most people and most agents might make either in the beginning or in typing areas, what do you think is one of the top reasons why just a simple mistake is made on the application, and how can we fix that to prevent getting a ticket?
I think main thing is like a lot of agents rush through the application, writing the application, not necessarily selling it. I think they rush trying to get the application submitted in time, which I can respect that, but just do look over it twice. Just look over it, make sure things are spelled right, you have the right draft date, all the little fine things. But the main reason I send applications back is the banking. I know it can be a little intimidating calling the bank with the client, but it actually makes you
She's
look
been
more...
there. She was an agent before
Good
she went
times.
over there. She knows that our palms get sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy, mom's spaghetti. When I'm listening to your calls, my palms get sweaty too when you're calling that bank. We know how it feels, but it'll get more comfortable. You cannot progress and get comfortable if you don't put yourself in an uncomfortable situation. Growth is made through uncomfortable situations.
Yeah, and it makes you look more legit. You know, if I was a sketchy insurance agent, I would not want their bank to know that I have set up an ACH draft out of their account. If I was a legit insurance agent, as we all are, we would want the bank to be on the same page and know, hey, Mary Sue is getting her life insurance set up. We're going to be drafting it on blah, blah, blah date of next month. We just want to make sure we have all the right information.
Yeah.
If you're unsure what to say on the bank, call. I'm sure Haley could pop up a script. Anybody can pop a script up for you.
Yep. We have
Make
a script.
one that we know all the right questions are being asked. But
what are those? What's the 3 things?
So the main thing is you want to make sure the account is open and active. You want to make sure that there are no additional digits needed for an ACH draft. A lot of banks will require a prefix or a suffix. Some of them don't. And you want to make sure that the name on the account matches what you're putting on the application. And you want to make sure it's a checking or a savings account.
Perfect. Checking
and the
your
savings accounts you want to make sure are indeed ACH draftable at that bank.
Correct, because most
of the time they're not.
Savings are not ACH draftable. I'll say it again. Savings are most of the time not ACH draftable.
Most.
Some are, but that's why we ask is this a checking or a savings. But you should already have that information from your client before you call the bank because it's in our script. And one last thing I think you had mentioned you wanted to say.
The top reason for mistakes on apps that I've been seeing as of recent is not following the medical script. How many milligrams are you prescribed of this particular medication? And the reason you want to get that, you want to make sure that it's not a D&Q.
Right.
Furosemide, we know if you take 80 milligrams or more a day, or you're prescribed 80 milligrams or more a day, it's going to be a D&Q. If you just put furosemide on the application and send it through, PA is going to pull their medical records. They're going to look and say, oh, that person's prescribed 80 milligrams, D&Q. You want to prevent that from even happening. So that's why we ask for that. Follow the medical script. Follow how often do you take the medications. Any special follow-up questions that can be found in the supplemental guide. You just want to follow all of those because they're there for a reason.
Because that's a legal questionnaire.
Yeah.
That's a legal questionnaire when it comes to applying for insurance. Ask them the questions because it's a legal document and you're the one filling it out. You're putting your name on there because you're filling it out. If you fill it out incorrectly, that's on you. That's on your name saying that you were misrepresenting your client. And speaking of furosemide, since you brought it up, but we won't spend too much time on it, what happens if the person no longer takes the medication? It just shows up on DEMA or Aptical. What do they need to do?
You will want to ask them, do you by chance remember your milligram dosage? More than likely they're going to say no because they don't take it anymore. But you might get lucky and they might say, oh yeah, I only took 10 milligrams.
Right.
If they don't remember it, you want to follow the questions on the medication supplemental guide that say, have you ever been told you're retaining fluid? And have you ever been told you're retaining fluid around your heart or your lungs? So, if they don't remember how much furosemide, torsemide, any diuretic that they take or took,
fluid pills,
you'll want to ask those follow-up questions.
Awesome. And that is a lot of things that I've seen across the board as being a new agent myself last year and just wanting to help clarify some things. I see a lot of repeat questions with tickets this morning as well as popping up on my screen and other advisor screens. So I hope this helps. If you have any other questions, Allaney's here, I'm here, Tony's here, Darren's here, Sean's here. We're all here to support you, to be your biggest fan, your coach, whatever you need us to be here for. If you're struggling, let us know.
Yes.
If you feel like you need a one-on-one, let us know. We're here to help, and we can only help you while you're here.
Yeah. When one wins, we all win. So
Right.
It's a team effort.
Absolutely. You know, Allaney and I, we both live a long ways away from the actual office, and it is snowing and horrible out here in St. Louis, Missouri. How long did it take you to get in today?
Took me about an hour and 10 minutes to get in. Normally it takes me about 45-ish,
Right.
and I was just like, great.
Right.
Lots of traffic.
Right.
Be extra careful.
Right. So you guys are privileged and hardworking from home, and it can be
Yes.
difficult sometimes. So be excited about the position you have, because I'm excited to help, and so is Allaney.
Yes.
So, rock it out. Shooting stars today.
Have a great day.
See ya.